at the fellowship when I'm working. I'd say a lot of the time we work second shift, so instead of like a 9 to 5, it's like 3 to 11 or 2 to 10. And a lot of the time you're coming in and all of the kids are getting home from school, and it can be very chaotic, but it can also be really nice to see them just catching up with each other, and some of them will come into the dining room and start like an arts and crafts project or something like that. So I definitely enjoy kind of that more rambunctious and chaotic time where there's a lot going on. Otherwise, for like my general day, I would say I really like the mornings. I get to like go on walks and stuff before going into work, just again because of the shift schedule. So that's definitely time I value, kind of having the morning to be able to decompress and do that.
Best part of my day while I'm working, I would say, is the very few times that we all eat dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very intimate, but something that we don't get a lot because they come at different times or they have different appointments. So when you do see them sit together and actually talk, it's very heartwarming. But my personal day, I would say my favorite part of my day is doom scrolling before bed. Yes, catching up with my day and closing my eyes. Energy drink.
Tea.
Making people laugh, I would say. I think I'm pretty funny, and I hear it all the time, so.
That's true.
Thank you.
That's true.
Thank you.
Sometimes when you're funny with the kids, I feel like it's a good distraction for them.
Yeah,
too.
I think like they are so used to like adults being serious all the time, but I'm a very unserious person, and it's nice to watch, like, see them agree with the things that I have to say and not just hear direct orders all the time. I think we could be genuine and just giggle.
I would say I'm really good under pressure, which is something I actually didn't think of before the fellowship, and then I learned pretty quickly just because there are a lot of moving pieces sometimes, and everything might be fine one second and then there's a crisis another second, and you have to be very flexible and able to adapt to that quickly. And I'd say I've gotten very good at that over the course of the year. I do a bunch of different like circus flow arts. I used to do aerial silks. I did that for like a long time before college. And then in college I did like fire spinning with staff and boy. So haven't gotten back into it since then, but maybe at some point. In the Boston area, I'm sure there's lots of it. So.
What about you?
I really like to go to concerts in my free time. It's like a kind of joke with my friends that a concert ticket hates to see me coming because I go to every single concert known to man. MGM hates me. The security does not like me because I will push my way to the front just so I can see whoever's before me. But I've gotten into a little frisky situations with MGM and TD Garden security because I really do love just the energy and seeing music live.
Do you have any preferences on types of music? Or?
No, it's actually really it doesn't make sense. Like I will be at 1 week R&B concert and then they'll see like a really heavy, like a really like eccentric rapper and they're like, what is the connection with this? But I really do listen to everything, so. And somehow I get front row every time.
I would also say I think it's also a really good role if you kind of have no idea what you want to do. At least for me, I majored in neuroscience in school and had been doing research for a long time, but I knew I wanted to do more hands-on work, maybe with kids, maybe with adults. And I was kind of looking into human services hands-on support work, and then on the other side, kind of more systemic public health or like prevention and reform work. and I've had the experience with the more education prevention piece, and I haven't had the full-time hands-on support work piece. So my purpose of doing the fellowship was kind of to see, can I do this? Do I like it? What population do I like working with? And I definitely learned I really like hands-on support work, and I definitely want that to be a part of whatever I do next. But I also think even if I had learned that I hate it, that would have been valuable information too.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the great thing, you know, like you're hearing from people who have stayed on in human services or like are getting a master's in social work, and I'm planning to stay on with the company after as well. But I think going into the fellowship, I was definitely very prepared for the possibility of, you know, if I don't like this and it informs the fact that I want to go into research or education or something like that, that would be really valuable and important too. So
Absolutely.
it really lets you kind of, you know really quickly whether you want to do that type of work when you're doing the fellowship, and you can see, as kind of the former fellows were saying, you can really see different aspects of the field. You're working with clinicians, you're working with DCF workers, occupational therapists, all sorts of people. So you can kind of see yourself in their shoes in the future and figure out what you want to
What you hear in the fellowship a lot is that if you work residential, that's really the only job that you need in terms of human services, which I agree, because of how I feel like it gives you so much perspective of the intimacy in programs and the different, you know, children that you see, different cases. And the fellowship does give you an advantage of being in so many different point of views of working with their case manager, with their clinician, working with their parents, working with their mentors. So it's a great opportunity. It's not for the weak, I would say, but it's worth it.